mom came into the room and she's like, look at my phone. And then I couldn't see it, so I had to look at mine. I'm like, oh.
I can't bet against Tom Brady. I have the Bucks winning 31-27 and Tom Brady going to his 10th championship.
Yeah, and I really think the Clippers' chance to win the championship was last year. And they were up 3-1 against the Denver Nuggets.
Chris Paul is one of the most underrated players of all time. He's been the best player wherever he goes, and that includes with the Rockets.
You said you can't bet against Tom Brady, and as a Cowboys fan and what I just did last weekend, I am not going to bet against Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl. I mean, that's all I can really say. There's two of the top 5 players in the league, and they are very, very good.
Hello, I'm Taylor Hearn, and you listen to the Outsiders' Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our MLB Opinions of the Week. We've already done ins, outs, maybes, and a key team that was part of that was, I would say, the Seattle Mariners. They are fighting for a playoff spot. They had a realistic chance. They still do, but man, the guy that saw this witness and his team benefited from it, Austin.
Yeah, the Yankees yesterday clinched a playoff spot. They were the second team to do so after the Brewers. But, wow, in a game that was 2-1 in the bottom of the 10th, guy on third, guy on first. One of the weirdest things I've ever seen. I've never seen someone have to dodge a bat, and dodging the bat got them out. And it's just been weird, the base running blunders. This has been a down season by far for Julio Rodriguez. He's really struggled this season, and this just kind of really distributes or really shows how bad of a year this has been. This is a cherry on top, really. His OPS is 711. He's struggling to put the ball on play even. He struck out 3 times in this game. He was on second base to start the inning. And again, Arozarena strikes out, then throws the bat. Julio dives way out of the plate. Not even just dives out of the way. He runs like 10 feet away from the bag to dodge the bat. And then Jazz calls to the ball, and they get him out, and they lose by a run. And that was the run they needed.
Yeah, that's another one. And I would say I get dodging the bat, but there should be some knowledge of the play still alive for.
He ran so far away.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like, I get dodging. Sure. Mm-hmm. But he does a whole sprint away from the bat. Yeah. It was just bad.
I would say the one that is worse is Victor Robles's the night before. The one Julio Rodriguez just happened, but 2 nights before there was Victor Robles. It is bases loaded, 3-0 count, 2 outs. And Robles decides to steal home and fails.
To put the cherry on top of that, he's taken out of the game immediately afterwards.
Yeah, I understand from that perspective. Like, what are you doing? You're not going in there again. I would say probably the next thing. Just with the Mariners offense, we've talked about how bad they've been. They have such a phenomenal pitching staff, and that future looks great. And this is a team, you talk about Julio Rodriguez struggling. He struggled a little bit last year, but no one else on this offense is doing well. And to me, this is kind of the next thing of don't know how to base run it. Don't know how to base run. Because if you look at great offenses, a small thing they have is base running. Of course, hitting the ball, hitting home runs and stuff, but base running is an important part in offense, especially today now with the easier rules as we're talking about stolen bases.
Yeah, and even though the Yankees ended up winning that game with Victor Robles 11-2, that could have been a massive inning. The Yankees put up 2 in the top of the first, but the Mariners make that 3 or 4 in that inning because Keel could not find the strike zone. He had walked. He hit Victor Robles. Julio Rodriguez got a hit. Then he walks Kyle Raleigh. And then there's some outs from guys. And Justin Turner's up to bat in the 3-0 count. Keel could not find the strike zone. There was a chance that became a massive inning for the Mariners, and they just got taken out of it. And Robles has not played since that play. That was the last play he's made in a game. And in the Julio Rodriguez one, your team has given up one earned run. I'm not going to count the one. Yes, in the top of the 10th, they gave up a run, but that's from the zombie runner. That's going to happen. It's not necessarily your pitcher's fault. You're supposed to score that run. And Julio Rodriguez is that run. And he gets out from dodging a bat. I've never seen a double play like that. I don't know if there's ever been a double play where a guy gets out because he's dodging a bat. And again, if you guys watch it, I know you're like, well, I would want to dodge the bat too. It is more than dodging. It is, I say dodging, but it's really, he made it to where he wasn't within 10 feet of the bat. That's how far away he runs away from it. He keeps running. And he looks like he completely loses where he is in the game. And then his coach is screaming at him, come back to the bag. And then it was bad.
Yeah. In another situation, someone could have dodged the bat, then immediately gone to, okay, I got to get back to the bag because the ball's still in play. And I understand coaches being mad. This is, from what I heard from one of the broadcasts when the Rangers were playing the Mariners, they were talking about just the offense and how the Mariners wanted to focus on this offense and fix it. And that hasn't happened. So from the coaching perspective, this is a key thing. If I'm the owner and GM, I want to find a coach that will help the offense. And seeing the interim managers and this under them, you got to think, okay, because I think part of it is a player problem, the offense, but also there has to be coaching and just what do you want to focus on?
I completely agree. There's some guys we have to stay locked in base running. Don't make any dumb mistakes. Look, we can't score runs as well as other people. That's fine. But we can't be out on dumb plays. And both of those are just stupid ways to get out, to end innings, to end opportunities. You're gifting the other team a way out by doing it. And it has to be extremely frustrating, not only as a owner, as a GM, but just as a fan. Just excited to get a run, and we're out on something stupid. Didn't even give our team a chance.
Yeah, to me, when I'm thinking about offense right now, one player that sticks to mind for me is Mitch Garver, who is currently hitting 171, which is his batting average. This is a former, I want to say maybe he wasn't. I know he was one of the top hitting catchers when he was with Minnesota, but last season he had 270 with Texas. Year before was at 207. To me, you can go down a little bit, but going a whole 100% shows there's something maybe with the player, but also coaching what they're focusing on.
Yeah. It's had to be 10%, 100 points.
Yeah, 100.
You're going from hitting 27% of the time to 17% of the time.
Yeah. So that's a good correction. Thank you.
Yeah. But it is harder to hit in Seattle. It is. It's low elevation. You're expected to hit worse. Your OPS is increased by just playing there. But there's guys like Justin Turner that are starting to play better in Seattle. He's figured it out. So it's not out of the realm of conversation that you can start to play better ball. And guys are just avoiding doing that through mental mistakes. Yankees and the Mariners are playing right now again. The ninth inning's about to start. Seattle's up 3-2. We'll see if they end up winning that game. But they're put themselves in a very bad spot. As the Twins keep losing. The Twins keep losing and losing because they're playing the Guardians. The Guardians are the better team. They keep winning. And Seattle is not putting themselves in a great spot. Detroit has now tied Minnesota for that last wildcard spot. Seattle's 2.5 games out. Boston's 3.5 games out. We'll have to see how that works out with a lot of other teams. But they're getting in their own way. And base running mistakes, I think, are the worst mistakes to make. You can make an error every once in a while, but they're mental errors. I'm fine with you making an error doing your best, but mental errors are the worst, and they're the hardest to overcome.
I would agree. To me, great base running can really help you. But like we saw, bad base running hurts the most just because you're like, what are you doing? And that's 2 questions, 2 in a row. And it is tough in the 11-2 game, but you never know. And it's just it's negative plays, and you want to
It's hard
eliminate
enough to
negative
get on
plays.
base.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
So to get out when you got on base, you deserve to be on base, and to get out from something just stupid, it just hurts. It hurts your team, it hurts the morale, and it makes it hard to win games.
Yeah, I agree. And now to answer the question, it just has to affect them in the playoff race because we are getting lower to the games, and they're still out of a playoff spot right now.
You're right. Boston catching up to them. They were tied with the Tigers. The Tigers have passed them. It's going to have to take a lot. I know they're playing the Yankees. They shouldn't necessarily win all these games. But when you beat yourself, it hurts.
Yeah, and I think that's a great way to end it. Any final thoughts?
No, I'm glad they've helped the Yankees clinch the playoff spot.
Yeah, and yeah, that feels good for you. And I'm still enjoying my last year, so it's been fun. And let us know your thoughts in the comments. Let us know predictions and your thoughts, and we appreciate all the comments. Thank you for listening to Outsiders Opinions.